In the last video, we put in this finished floor for the second level, a steel deck with concrete on top of it. And that right there we don't need because we're going to put in the girders and beams right now. So I'm going to just hide it. And then, so we're going to run a series of girders from around the outside, and of course the beams are interior elements, or actually girders run along the direction of the bay where the most of the weight is being carried, and beams are the connecting. You'll see in just a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and select girders and beams. So I'm going to let's minimize this right now, and I have level 2 opened. Make sure that you're opening level 2 structure. Okay, level 2 structure here. And so we're going to put our beams in. And to do that, we're going to go into structure here and into beams, and make sure our placement level is set to level 2. Structural usage, automatic. This is only if you're doing finite element analysis with the BIM model. And then you'll see here there's a 12 by 26 and pound. That's not depth, that's pound. And so we're going to use this right now. We can come back and change it. And you should actually do an Allen Iano on the bay length and the tributary and determine what that girder should be. The girder and beam sizes should be. So let's put them in. So I'm going to scroll in here, and once again our level is set to, so the top of the beam is right here. The Z justification, the top is going to be placed at level 2, but we know that it actually has to be offset by 5 inches because of our steel deck and concrete. So what we're going to do is come in here and say offset value should be minus 5 inches. And so now it's going to draw it 5 inches below that depth. And then I'm going to just draw a single beam here first. And you can see that there's a gap here. That's okay. There is a gap usually. I'm going to lock this once again, and it locks it to both of these beams. You can see the gap over here too. That's built into the design. That's for expansion and contraction. That distance is made up with either a weld or a bracket, which is tying this to the steel. And another way, which is easier to do that, is to use on grid. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come in here and say, hey, draw me a couple of beams on grid there, a couple of beams on grid there, same thing there, same thing here, here, and basically it's choosing the grid line and centering. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hold down the control key. Okay, so put 2 there. Control key, put there, 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 and there. And I'm going to say finish. And now it's put in my beams. You can see over here in the 3D view. And my girders. Now, right now the beams and the girders are the same size. Technically they wouldn't be. But for this type of drawing and in Design Studio, this is going to work fine. We can always come back and change these, and we will later in the process. We have this, and if we turn on our, because it hasn't been hidden in the section, so we'll see our deck right here. Okay, there's our deck, there's our beams, nice and flush against the bottom of that, and that's the way we want it to be. Next, we're going to put in our joist into this.